Should you run your own Facebook ads or hire a digital marketing agency to do it for you? What's actually smarter for your business right now? I'm Seva, co-founder of digital marketing agency Great Traffic, and we've seen both sides. Clients who come to us after running ads themselves and people who have had bad experiences with agencies. And in this video, I'll break down pros and cons of do-it-yourself versus hiring help and give you a clear idea of what is the best for you depending on where your business is right now. Let's start with do-it-yourself. There are absolutely times when running your own ads is the right call. For example, if you're just starting out or testing a new product or simply spending less than $2,000 a month, it absolutely makes sense for you to understand how the platform works. It can be really valuable. And also, you get total control, you save budget by doing things yourself, and also you can understand your customers better by just simply seeing what messaging gets clicks, what offers people respond to, and you can also understand what part of your funnel might be breaking. But here's where do-it-yourself usually breaks down. You don't have the time to test and optimize, you're guessing on structure, audiences, or creative, you're not tracking properly, so you don't know what's working. And honestly, most business owners just don't have enough time to babysit campaigns every day, and that's when things can start really falling apart. Now let's talk about when it makes sense to hire an agency. For example, if you're spending $10,000 a month and you're serious about your scaling, you probably already shouldn't be doing it all yourself, because this type of spend requires real testing frameworks, it requires creative strategy, it requires tracking system setup just to make sure your money is going to the right places. And a good agency, once again, a good agency brings strategic guidance, creative direction and testing, ad account structure, data analytics, offer feedback and funnel suggestions, and a lot more. But we also know what turns off people from agencies. Like, we hear it all the time. You never know what the plan is or when things will launch. It takes weeks just to get a campaign running. They wanted to sign a 6-month contract with no clear KPIs, and there's no transparency in reporting. That's the most popular one. And that's what makes business owners hesitant, and honestly, rightfully so, because a good agency should feel like a partner, not like a black box. Let's break it down for you based on where your business is right now, but not just based on ad budget. Let's consider your available time, your team size, ad knowledge, product count, and growth goals. If you're spending under $2,000 a month, you're likely a solo or have a very small team. And it is best to stay do-it-yourself, but just invest in getting your pixel set up properly and use some pre-built funnels or templates. So focus on building an offer that converts and testing a few key audiences. $3,000 to $5,000 a month, you might be managing already multiple products, wearing multiple hats, and starting to feel a little overwhelmed. It is still possible to do it yourself though, but I strongly recommend you consider getting some expert audits or support on strategy. So still do it yourself, but just get some professional help to do it better, to do it more effectively. Because if you do not, this is where wasted ad spend might start to creep in without you realizing it. $5,000 to $10,000 a month, that's already where things starting to change, because you're likely juggling a team, operations, creative. You need a performance partner to structure, optimize, test, and scale, because you don't just need ads run at this point. You need someone looking at data, creative testing, scaling strategy daily. $15,000 to $20,000 a month, that's a totally different story. Your time is already more valuable than just ad tweaking. So you should have multiple funnels already. You have platform diversification. You probably have segment return on ad spend reporting and constant creative refreshes. So you really at this point need an expert team that handles testing, scaling, tracking, and CRO together. Because if you're still managing ads yourself with this type of budget, you will really see a massive increase in return on ad spend if you hire a team, even though considering the fact that you will pay them some fee, which we will talk with you about a little later. Whether you're doing it yourself or working with an agency, here are some markers for you that can help you understand that you're wasting your budget. You are not retargeting website visitors or cart abandoners. I do not believe it, but if you boost your posts instead of using Full Ads Manager, you're using one ad creative for more than 30 days without testing anything new. And I'm not saying that you have to stop working ad and start trying something new. I'm just saying you have to test something new that can be better without turning off the working one. You don't have Metapixel or any other conversion tracking systems set up. You're spending $1,000 a month and you still don't understand what exactly in your campaign drives you the most sales. And if any of this sounds familiar, it is probably time to reevaluate your setup. Let me give you a simple side-by-side comparison so you can see both situations clearly. Firstly, when agency is more profitable, and secondly, when do-it-yourself is more profitable. So let's do it by comparing simple metrics as ad spend, return on ad spend, revenue, agency fee, and net revenue. Okay, so do-it-yourself. Think $6,000 ad spend, same with agency. Return on ad spend 1.5 with do-it-yourself and 3.0 with agency, where it sums up to $9,000 revenue in do-it-yourself and $18,000 return on ad revenue with agency, where agency fee is $0 obviously with do-it-yourself and $2,000 with agency, just as an example. And net revenue is $9,000, same as revenue with do-it-yourself, and $16,000, which is 18 minus 2 with agency, which is still more than revenue with do-it-yourself without any fees. But here's the second scenario where do-it-yourself might be really more profitable. Same metrics, ad spend $3,000 with do-it-yourself and $3,000 with agency. Return on ad spend 2.5 with do-it-yourself and 2.7 with agency. It sums up to $7.5 thousand revenue with do-it-yourself and $8,100 with agency. Agency fee $1,500. Agency fee with do-it-yourself $0. Net revenue $7.5 thousand with do-it-yourself and $6.6 thousand with agency. Like in the first case, even after paying the agency fee, you're $7,000 ahead because the campaign structure, testing, creative strategy were dialed in. Of course, if you're running a smaller budget and you know what you're doing, do-it-yourself can still be more cost efficient, but once you're aiming to scale, results like this are really hard to hit without support. So the question becomes, are you saving money or just moving it around? At the end of the day, your ads are only as good as the strategy behind them, and you absolutely can do it yourself, but once you get in serious about your scale and once your budget is growing, one way or another, you will need help to do it right. And if you're at that point right now, or you're just simply unsure what's holding your results back, book a free strategy call with us by the link in the description. We'll take a look at your current setup and give you a real feedback on what to improve and whether it makes sense for you to get the professional help or just keep doing it yourself. Just hit the link in the description and I'll see you there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hit the like button, subscribe this channel, put any comments. If you have any questions, I'll answer every single one. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.